Hello and welcome, this is Melskinner, and we're back with some more Wargame Red Dragon. In the last video, I was able to successfully defend this region from the enemy, repelling them and destroying one of their units, so that battle went quite well. Now we just have to round out the rest of the turn, and we do have to worry about another attack that they have going against me. Now I was able to move my shock regiment in here to help defend this region, but I won't be able to use them this turn, so it's better that I wait for the enemy's turn and see what they're going to do. So now we just have to figure out what we're going to spend these 15 points on. Now I had originally thought about getting a anti-tank company to help me with this fight, but this fight won't come for another turn, at least not the tank regiment. They may attack with this other stuff here, though this is some pretty beat up stuff, so I'm not sure if they're going to do it or not. But if they do attack me at the end of this turn, it won't be the tank regiment, so I won't need the anti-tank company. So with that in mind, I think we worry about what we're going to definitely need for the enemy's turn. And I think what I'm going to get here, it costs exactly 15 points, which is how many we have, is this attack squadron. It does have some pretty powerful anti-armor missiles, has some pretty good range as well, so this could be pretty effective. We just have to keep in mind that the enemy has a lot of anti-air support, but if we can play defensively and maybe position our units just so, maybe we'll be able to use these effectively. Have them come in, fire off the missiles, and come out. Because the way anti-air works is it's defensive in nature, and it's after the fact firepower. So usually the air power comes in, fires off their ordnance, and then the anti-air tries to make them pay for the ordnance they fired as they're leaving. And if we can make that firepower be targeted at the anti-air and knock them out before they're able to get their missiles off, well, then we get out more or less scot-free. So that's the idea. Let's go ahead and deploy them, and fortunately we can deploy them here, and we'll go ahead and set them up for this combat here. I don't know if we're going to necessarily use them, but at least they're there. So if we're not going to support these guys, maybe we send the Marines in. I would kind of like to use them in reserve so that we can go in different directions here. And they are a little bit beat up, but you know what? I think this is probably a good move. If this falls, then other things may follow. So, all right, let's go ahead and put all our eggs in one basket and put our units up here so that we can defend if they do decide to attack this turn. And if they don't, well, at least we've got more forces. We get more cohesion out of it because that's another regiment that we're able to use. So, all right, so that's everything I think I want to do except, yeah, the air power over here. Now, I haven't seen any naval units, so I don't know if we really need that. And now that I zoom out, I actually see some naval units here. Interesting. Oh, and we're able to glitch the game and actually see they may have an anti-ship squadron over here. All right, well, that's not going to maybe be too much of a worry unless it does have some anti-air capability. They may put it over here, but not really worried too much about that. Okay, I think we can end our turn at this point. I don't think there's anything else to worry about, so let's see what happens. It's going to be in the enemy's court to do what they want to do. So they're going to return the planes. They're going to move that in. Okay, they didn't attack me, but they did move it in. But they definitely attacked here, which I expected. Now, we do have a cohesion advantage. Morale is the same, but they have more points than I do. So I do need a lot of a destruction goal to get a victory. So it's going to be very difficult. All right, this battle is going to be the ultimate battle, and I'm not sure how well we're going to do. A lot of it's going to depend upon our tanks here to be able to knock them out, but they have a lot of anti-tank weaponry available to them, so if we're not able to knock that out, they'll have a field day with us. Fortunately, we do outnumber the tanks that they have, so maybe we can get the casualties we need on them. And those casualties will be telling and will be very important for the future. So it's just they have a lot of capability to knock out our armor, and our armor is what a lot depends upon. So, well, I say that. We do have the infantry support that will give us some anti-tank capability. So maybe. A lot maybe. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this thing. So we're on the defensive, which gives us a bit of an advantage, especially from the standpoint of points if we're really going to work this thing. So because we have more cohesion, we're going to get more points to deploy. They're going to deploy everything in here. Now, I know for a fact they're going to go with an armor assault. So the trick here is maybe not spreading my forces out too much. Because if I spread my forces out too much, I can guarantee you what they're going to do is they're going to do an armored assault, concentrated armor assault, and they're going to go bop, and then they're going to go bop, and then they're going to go bop, and then they're going to come in and they're going to smash. So I can't let them do that. Unless I can give them a lot of attrition trying to do that, it's unwise to spread my forces, in my opinion. Now the question is, where do we have deployment coming in? Looks like the only deployment is here and here. So the only advantage of holding one of these sectors down is just getting more deployment points, giving me more units out there on the field. We don't really necessarily need that, though. Let's go ahead and delete that. Let's go ahead and grab this unit and put it over here just for the meantime. And let's think about how we want to deploy here. So can we give them a lot of attrition with any particular deployment? Maybe. I could set up units in the woods here and maybe here. Here would be probably all right. We could put some infantry in here, and we could set up kind of a kill zone as they come down this way. They could flank us, though, and then that would be problematic. I think the possibility of flanking is what is the biggest problem for me. Whereas if we come over here and we just hunker down in our deployment zone, we may be able to lock them down pretty successfully because they have two bridges, one here, and then they have this upper area that they can cross. We could try and defend the bridges specifically. So in that case, well, their infantry could just ford the river, though. So that may not work. All right, well, let's take a look at what we've got. So we just have normal infantry. AP power of their anti-tank weapons is not going to do it, so we cannot really rely too much on the infantry. The main thing that we'd be relying on is their transports, which give us some anti-tank capability. The infantry themselves isn't going to help us too much, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. Support-wise, we can attack the ground, but it doesn't give us any AP power, so that probably won't do us much good. Tanks is where a lot of our power is going to be. Recon. And air. So the main reason we're going to want to deploy infantry is just to keep their infantry off of my armor. And I think we could do that pretty effectively. The big problem is this big section of woods here. I'm not sure how easily that I'm going to be able to defend this. All right, let's take a look at our logistics. So, we have these guys or we have this guy. Well, we put this guy in the woods, I guess, and be able to defend him, maybe. And that does give us another vehicle we can use offensively, as this does come with anti-tank weaponry. We're going to want a forward operating base so that we can resupply our missiles that we use. And if I were to guess where I'm going to want to really hunker down, it's going to be somewhere around here. So we're going to just put that in the woods here. Probably going to put our anti-tank vehicles in this area. Maybe I put the tanks here, and then we focus on the infantry stuff in here. And we may... This may block up some of my line of sight, though. So I'm not sure how well that's going to go, but we'll try it. All right, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and grab a platoon of infantry here, another platoon of infantry in here. And again, the idea of this infantry is just to keep the enemy infantry off of us. We're going to do another platoon of infantry, and we're going to put them in here along this road. So if they do come along here, we will be able to maybe prevent them. Okay, we could put some vehicles in here as an initial attack against anything that's coming over here. And we could put some things over here against anything that's going to come up from over here trying to cross the bridge. This stuff would probably get knocked out pretty fast, but, you know, it is an initial thing that we could put out. Okay, what else are we going to want? I could go with a couple of platoons of infantry to defend these buildings up here. Prevent that direction. We could just, you know, put some infantry in here. And the idea being is, you know, we're just defending the back door. They do have an expanse of open ground. They do have to cross here. So if they do come down this way, we won't see them until they're pretty damn close, but we'll see them maybe all right enough to, warrant this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that group there. So the infantry with their vehicles will be able to kind of hold that area down. Okay, so we've got 3 platoons of infantry. I think initially we focus on these guys because they have enough AP power to knock out the T-72s and the T-80s. This has more so, but it's vulnerable, and I do not want to lose these. We only have 1 platoon. This is going to be something that we use in the later stages to seal our victory. We will use these guys to at the initial stages of the fight. So I'm going to put a single platoon in this wood here. And, I mean, we got a lot more points to work with here. So I'm not really sure what else I want to do. We're not going to have any air power to worry about. I could use these to really go after their infantry, but the tanks are, I think, my main concern at the moment. So we should focus on that. We do have recon, which could give us some line of sight on the enemy, get them early warning. But, not sure how we're going to do with that. I just feel like my setup here is kind of bad. I don't think we're going to have a lot of luck with our stuff here, but I'll try. These tanks are not going to be too useful for me, at least in repelling the enemy armor, which is what I'm more worried about. I'm gonna go ahead and put tanks here, even though I'm more than... You know what? Let's put them here, because I think I'm gonna put them in the woods over here. We can lock down this area, but we can also keep an eye on this area as well. Okay. Well, I guess I could, put more infantry out than I have. Give me a little bit more stuff to work with. I mean, as I said, I could try and defend more areas than I'm currently defending. I just don't think it would go very well. Okay. Well, let's grab some of these guys. So I'm going to grab, let's say 4. Start. I could do another forward operating base like in here. We do have another one. And, I get the feeling that we'll have, a decent amount of stuff maybe over in this area. So, I mean, they're almost right on top of each other, these 2 forward operating bases, but I think that that will help us supply things better. All right. We could grab a logistics truck to help these guys out. And we should probably have a guard nearby where my command vehicle is going to be. So... grab some infantry, put them... Oh, we only have 2 more, huh? Put them there. Grab the 2 more infantry. We'll put them over here. And we'll grab a logistics truck. We'll put that kind of in the middle of the group. And as a matter of fact, we'll put one over here. We'll put another one over here. It doesn't really hurt to have more trucks out there. And, I guess that will be our setup initially. If we're going to go for broke, let's go for broke on more air power here, too. Alright, well, as I said, I'm going to let my enemy kind of deploy their crap. Not going to worry about that too much. We'll get more and more tanks in here as I can afford them. Alright, let's go ahead and start this sucker. Gonna go like that. I'm gonna hit unload. We're gonna grab our cargo vehicles and we're gonna turn their fuel off so that we do not have too many problems with that. Okay. Let's go to bullet time now so that we can prepare a little bit better. I'm gonna put the 1 group of tanks in here. I'm gonna grab this, put it in there. I'm gonna grab this. You are going to come up to there. You are going to move into the woods to support. There. You are going to move I guess we'll go with this, you know, kind of riskier strategy, but I'm gonna go ahead and we'll put one up here in this group of woods. We'll put one over here in this group of woods here. And that will be kind of our forward guard. I don't know if I've moved everybody, but I think I have. This infantry I'm going to put a little bit further away along the road here. Make sure these guys are over here. Make sure the cargo truck is like right in behind the woods. Put these guys up in that. And these guys in that. Cargo truck kind of here. But this vehicle up in here. Okay. You know what? I changed my mind about this. I really don't think that's a good idea what I'm doing. Let's do a more defensive stationing. We'll put these guys there, and we'll put this guy there. Yeah, I don't like the look of the way we had them deployed. Okay, so we're getting our points up. We're getting 10 a second, so that's gonna, you know, really ramp up fast. We can get more tanks and things in here, no problem. Because they only cost 25 apiece. As soon as we have 100, we've got enough for a platoon. So we can get more and more of these tanks out. Maybe we use them as our forward guard. But I still feel like, you know, those tanks are very valuable to us. So, all right, well, we're going to hold off, and we're going to wait for the enemy to make their advance. Going to take them time. They did this on their turn, so it's up to them. They're the attacker. They have to make the things happen here. Okay, we have enough for a platoon. So I am going to go ahead and make this kind of gamble with our tanks being put forward. I think that's what I'm going to do, because it's going to take the enemy a long time, I think, to get to me. So we're just going to set stuff up. So they're there and they're ready. This stuff I'm going to turn off fuel, just, you know, so we don't waste it on stuff we really don't want. We could also get mortars going, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We have deployed all the infantry we have, so there's no more infantry for us. Just going to keep an eye on this, and we're going to keep deploying platoons of tanks as often as we can, and getting them to position to maybe do stuff against the enemy. We might be able to fit another platoon in here. I'm going to go with that, and then we'll put the third platoon in this little wood area here. We may end up having to redeploy these guys if the enemy decides to try and flank me. If they're going to come right at me, they're going to come down this road, and they might get there relatively quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy tanks as soon as I get the points for them. And so as I thought, they're already showing up here. So again, if my tanks don't get there in time, that's all right. We can always redeploy them. Let's go to slow. At this point, we don't have any engagement. Now, the enemy will be getting more deployment points now that they have this. But that's okay. We need them to deploy so that we can destroy. Okay, here we go. I don't have really any anti-air, so this recon helicopter is going to be able to do whatever it wants. Unless it runs into the infantry, then we'll be able to fire upon it. I say that we could strafe it with a cannon run. I don't think that's wise, though, with how much anti-air they're going to have. Our tanks should be able to shoot them down with our machine guns. Okay, here come the enemy now. So I'm not going to be able to do that move I had initially planned on. We can maybe try and move to knock this helicopter out. Okay, there we go. Let's move up here a little bit. Actually, let's move back. We're gonna eat a bunch of missiles if we're not careful. Okay, let's slow down here. My tanks, unfortunately, are not going to go where I want them to. Let's move them down this way. Okay, this tank group, I'm going to put over here. I'm going to have them move over. We're going to keep in behind this area. And we'll see if we can get in to a spot where we can get a good firing line on these baddies. Okay, we are shooting here. Okay, they fired on me a little bit. Okay, we're knocking them out. We'll put them in here. We'll have a fire line. Let's just go ahead and stop here, because we do have ability to attack now. Okay, we're going after their tanks. Now, if we can knock these tanks out, then that will be quite a bit of a victory for me. Oh, bullet time. We need to start hitting these guys with our air power. Go to very slow. So we should be able to do good damage here with our air power. I don't think they have anti-air up yet. Okay, they didn't manage to take out one of my tanks. Ooh. Okay, here come our attack from our planes. Okay, we took a lot of casualties there. I'm not really sure what happened here. I'm gonna evac this guy before he gets shot down. Evac this guy before he gets shot down. Okay, we did lose some planes there, and I think some of that was because we didn't get the ordnance off we were meant to get off. Okay, so this is actually quite to my advantage, the fact that they moved their T-72s up like that. Okay, that worked out. I don't think I took too many casualties. We can move our tanks to get them repaired or anything that we need them to have happen there. But we just knocked out 2 tank platoons and we knocked out a bunch of infantry. Now, I'm going to form up these 2 tank platoons together. Unfortunately, I lost half of my planes there, but that was an important attack run. I think some of that happened, though, because I had planes not do what they were tasked to do. So these 2 tank groups are going to come over here, and I'm going to try and, like, you know, repair them and rearm them. Then this guy, same thing. We're going to come over here, we're going to rearm. And then we're going to reform these 2 together into a single unit. And might as well just keep calling in more tanks here. So I'm going to have a platoon move up, and we're going to form in here. And then we can do another platoon. So I'll go ahead and do... I'm hoping I'm doing the right kind of tank. Yeah. So we'll have them form up here. And these guys can stop. They're probably in range now. Okay, and these guys are going to group into a single platoon. So we lost a platoon's worth, more or less. So I'm going to have my tanks go back to their original plan, which was to have them be in the woods here. So I'm also going to have this guy move up to that point. Let's have him move fast so that he gets there relatively soon. Looks like we're rearmed and ready to go. This may be a real bad plan, but I think it will work out okay. Let's make sure all of our guys got their missiles back. Looks like they did. So, more or less ready to go. Okay, we've got a T-80 coming in. Let's slow this down. Go ahead and have 1 plane come in here, just 1. That way we can keep watch on him. He lost sight of the enemy, but he should get required. Oh, okay. Well, the plane didn't even ever come out. Alright, well, we'll have stuff in position here, but there definitely was 1 T-80 tank. Because this guy is just going to come up and deploy here. At that point, we'll probably run into the T-80. Ah, there we go. Go ahead and have them go. So if our other fire is not successful, okay, this guy, I'm going to immediately evac him so that we do not get killed by anti-air. Okay, so this was our unit that was moving fast to up here. Let's go ahead and continue with that. Then this unit was just moving to go to there. And we're running into another tank here. Go ahead and have that do its thing. Tell these guys to stop so they've got a better accuracy. Okay, there goes our missiles. It looks like we were accurate. Let's go ahead and evac. So again, we don't get killed by anti-air. It looks like they're going with some kind of flank here against this direction. That's why this tank is there. These guys are moving up. Okay, we got another one. Let's go to bullet time here. I'm gonna go ahead and have another one of these planes go out and knock them out. You know, that works for me. We just lost sight of him. I don't know if the order processed. No, it didn't. As soon as we catch sight of this T-80 again. Now, I don't remember how many T-80s they have. Oh, bullet time. Okay, that's just a helicopter. I don't know how many of these T-80s they have, but if we can continue to knock them out, go ahead and just tell these guys to stop. Can increase their accuracy. Okay, so unfortunately we just lost sight. Reacquired. There it goes. Okay, managed to get that. Evac. Got another enemy coming in. Let's go ahead and send another. Okay, I don't know what these are at the moment. They could be anti-tank weapons. Kind of hard to tell. Okay. Go ahead and evac. Our tank here is doing good work. Okay, we did manage to... We lost the tank. Okay, we're getting hit with anti-air. Very important we knock out these T-80s. So I'm willing to risk the planes to do that. These guys need repaired. Go ahead and just have them come back. Okay, we'll need to have this guy evac. We've got our tanks firing away. We managed to get another casualty there. How are these guys doing with their ammunition and everything? Looks okay. Have these guys continue to move up. They're firing some artillery at me. We probably want to move out of that artillery with our infantry before it eats like that. Clearly they've got sight of me because of this damn recon helicopter, but I can't do anything about it at the moment. I really don't want to have these guys grouped up too much, though. Oh, you know, they're continuing to fire artillery at me. Oh! That hurt. The artillery is a problem. You know, that's the way they're going to be. Well, you know what? Let's just go back to the forward operating base. We really do need to knock out that recon helicopter if we get a chance. We're going to have these guys leave because they did just take a big hit. Didn't I have another tank group coming out here? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's probably the tank that we're sending to get repairs. So we've got this group in here in case they do go for a flank over here. Fortunately, the artillery just murdered my tanks. We really don't want. You know what? Let's go over here and murder this guy. We're out in the open anyway, and they're hitting me with artillery. Let's get this guy. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so they just took me out. I don't want to send out my planes just yet because we do not have good vision. On the T-72, I don't think. Maybe we do now. We'll send one out. Okay. Looks like we got him. Evac. Okay, so unfortunately we lost that one tank platoon. Got more enemy coming in. Another T-80. I don't know if we have good vision on him, but I'm going to go ahead and send a plane out anyway. We can continue to do casualties this way. Ah, now we have anti-air. We may want to redirect to that, but we lost vision of it. But if we do get another... Now, I'm just going to go ahead and evac him now. He fired off his missile. That's good enough for me. Okay, there's the anti-air. Now, hopefully we don't lose this guy. He's taking heavy hits. Yeah, we lost him. Okay, so if we can knock out their anti-air, that will be a big help. Now, we have knocked out a lot of their tanks. So, I'm hoping that we can continue with that. Okay, we managed to knock out the tank. So now we're going to be into anti-air. We've got T-72s in. Let's go ahead and have one of our... Okay, we lost sight of the anti-aircraft guy, but we'll get him in here in a second. If he follows this guy, we'll get him. Okay, so this guy's going to come in and replace the other tanks while this guy comes forward to help us out with these T-72s. While that anti-air is out, I am not going to come out with my air power. We need to get more tanks. Get another platoon here. And I'll have them come to here for now until we figure out where we want to use them. So yeah, definitely they have their... Okay, finally we knocked that guy out. Let's have this guy come murder this recon helicopter. I tried to do that earlier and it got me a little killed, but should be able to do that. And maybe if I can get sight the enemy, that'd be nice. Honestly, if this guy comes in much closer, he's gonna eat a bunch of fire from my guys. He's wisely backing off now. Probably giving them vision for another artillery strike. I'm gonna have to be... Yeah, I see him coming in right now. So I don't know where those shells are coming towards, but we can see... Whoop, they're gonna hit something over here, so... not sure where these guys are going, but I'm gonna have them come up. Not sure what this group's doing, but I'm just gonna have them move out of the woods, just in case the fire's coming at them, and this infantry's gonna just move over this way. Kind of cover our bases. Okay. So we do have some infantry on their way. If I figure out more where those shells are landing. It's bullet time. So it's clear they're landing over here somewhere. Actually, let's just move it like that. This guy can come back in here. This guy, we can have... You guys can move over because they're like sitting in fire. Come over here. It's possible the artillery shell is landing in here, so let's move these guys out, just in case. Might be a little late for the artillery shell about to land on them, but maybe we'll get them spread out. Fortunately, it didn't kill any of them. But we do need to get them out of there so that we don't get hit with more. Yeah, see, that's what we didn't want to have happen. Okay, let's tell these guys to stop so we get some good accuracy. Okay, we got more artillery shells coming over here. Okay, let's bullet time this sucker because I got a lot going on here. So these guys, I'm gonna just have come out into the area here. These guys are, I'm gonna go over here. These guys, fortunately, we took a hit. Don't really have a place for them right now. Let's just move them out into the open, I guess. Unfortunately, this artillery is causing me a lot of issues at the moment. Honestly, this damn recon helicopter is the problem. Let's go kill that. I'm gonna have my tank come out too. What do we got here? They still haven't moved their anti-air asset up. Okay, I don't know what this is yet, but we'll just move up. What we can do. I'm trying to move up and just take out their recon helicopter, which is causing me all kinds of problems. But, okay. Well, more infantry down. I'm gonna come up and get this guy. No playing around. We're gonna go after him with my tanks here. Let's have these guys go back. Damn you. Yeah, we're gonna go after them, see if we can get this artillery. We've done a lot of casualties to them in their armor. I don't know how much they have left. I actually couldn't tell you how much I've killed. But I've killed quite a few T-80s. I've killed quite a few T-70s. We may be able to just assault them now. They're going to have anti-tank vehicles that we haven't really attacked yet. But if I can push back their recon, they won't have vision of me anymore, and they won't be able to do this nonsense. I don't think the AI guesses on where you are. They really just need line of sight. So, and I have a feeling their anti-air is somewhere in this wood. So if I can find it, I will fire upon it and destroy it. Okay, there they are. So I'm going to cross into the woods here. And these guys, I'm going to go ahead and move them fast and have them cross over. I don't think I'm going to use these planes very much anymore. Because at the moment... okay, we'll hit stop. Knocked out one of their dudes. This guy continue to move. We'll just push their recon vehicle back. It's quite possible they don't have much means to stop me at this point, so... yeah. And we're hitting BMPs here. Whether or not they have their infantry, I don't know. But, can you move up here? Okay, we're getting fired upon by their artillery. We're gonna move out of that, hopefully, but no, we take the casualties anyway. These guys are almost in range of firing upon the recon helicopter, which I am finally happy to do. Thank you. Goodbye. Go get these guys. Okay, we're going to move fast, and we're going to go get those damn artillery guys. Doing all those casualties against me as they have. Okay, like we've got another attack incoming. We're going to go ahead and some casualties these guys. So they take out another tank here. Piss me off. We could start getting the weaker tanks out. That actually wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea. If they don't have any more of these T-72s, which I kind of honestly don't think they do, we'll be fine. Looks like they're doing some kind of assault against me. Of BMPs or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and have these guys just move fast across the road, perhaps. Actually, let's have them do that. Have these guys come up into the woods here. Okay. I don't remember where I put those tanks, but we'll have another group that comes up over here. Looks like we're having some success against them. We probably knocked out all their tanks. And if we can just keep pushing on them. Okay, so they put a smoke round on me. That doesn't really bother me. Okay, we've got something over here. Oh, we've got a tank. One of these is a tank. Okay, we may take casualties in this fight, but I think it's, you know, it's worth trying. And we're knocking out anti-air, which is going to help us in the future. Okay, let's continue to move here. Okay, let's go after these guys. We might even be able to get their command vehicle as well. I'm hoping we'll get enough casualties here that will knock out one of their more important units. We only need 1,000 points at this point. Really sure these guys are, but there's a decent group here. These guys come up to support. So these guys get close enough, we'll have a fire on them. Looks like we didn't really encounter anything over here. So I'm just start advancing this way. I mean, the enemy command vehicle has to be up here somewhere. Here's our one tank group. Let's just start going. So we're gonna have a group that goes over here. Have a group comes over here, and we're gonna hunt down enemy command vehicles. Hey, they're going after me with artillery again, so I'm just gonna start moving so they can't really pin me down on a single location. That one was a little high, thankfully. Their BMPs are not proving as lethal as I thought they would be. I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. Like, I expected them to be firing a lot of anti-tank missiles on me and just murdering me, but we're not actually seeing that. Okay, let's have these guys move up. Have these guys stop so that, you know, they get good shots on the sides of these guys. So we do have a T-72 in here. I don't know if they have much anti-air left. So we may want to send one of our planes out, because we might take some casualties here, otherwise. Let's make sure we're focusing on the T-72. Oh, except it keeps bouncing around here. Okay, we've knocked out one. I mean, the fact that we're able to hit them from the sides and the rear is going to really help out. Got some infantry. Got something coming up here. Knock that out. And we only have 600 points. They must have their command vehicle in trouble, because they just ran away from me, more or less. Okay, you guys need to move fast. We're gonna go after this stuff now. Got something that was worth 50 points. I'm gonna assume that that was anti-air, which is why I'm not using the planes, because we're kind of deep into the enemy territory at this stage. Okay, this guy's running out of ammo, mostly in the machine gun area, but these guys have fought hard. We may want to back them off and replace them with these other tanks here. A lot of infantry coming in, attacking me. Kind of hard to tell what infantry is what here, but they are firing anti-tank stuff at me. Matter of fact, let's tell this guy to back off, because he's like getting a little too close. I don't know what that is, but it looks like artillery to me. Alright, let's have this guy back off. We'll have him go to the forward operating base. We'll have all these guys just kind of back off at the moment. Get some ammo back, get some fuel back, get their repairs up. Well, we replace them with the cheaper... Well, I call them cheaper tanks. They're not really cheaper. So move fast to get over here. We have a single platoon coming in to replace all these guys. They'll fire as they leave, obviously. Okay, take this guy out. Okay, we'll come in to flank over here. I don't know what ended up happening to their command thing over here. Maybe we knocked it out. Maybe he just ran. Everybody here that isn't this guy coming up needs to back off. Okay, this guy needs to just stop. Okay, you go up here. You guys are leaving. I ordered you to. Going over that way. You're coming up. There. Okay, these look like anti-air. So hopefully we can come get them and kill them. Ooh, run into something here. Recon. them out. Have them continue to move fast. Okay, we got something coming in. More infantry, it looks like. Okay, they don't have many points left to destroy, so I have a feeling this is probably going to be the last of it. We'll knock out the vehicles, make a kind of priority for that. Switch targets here. These guys are already stunned, so we want to make sure we're firing on somebody so that they can't use weapons against me. Go after this guy. Yeah, see, that's what I didn't want to have happen right there. We only have 50 to go. We have 5 minutes to get it. I think we'll be able to pull that off. Okay, 14 points. Have these guys come up. Have these guys come up here. Okay. 14 points. What are we going to be able to get? Sort of slow. I think we can speed this up a little bit. Ah, there we go. Some more infantry. Get them before we get too close to them. Okay, we got some more infantry in here. Let's see if we can get in behind them to attack. Got anti-air units. We're going to want to knock those out. There we go. That's going to give us our last points. Knocking out more anti-air is going to be obviously more important. So we totally destroyed the tank battalion, their guards tank battalion, which is the toughest threat for us. And probably, I'm going to guess, yeah, we knocked almost all their tanks out. So quite good there. We did knock out one command vehicle, but I'm going to assume that was not that tank unit. So anti-tank company and the tank battalion are gone. How much of the anti-air do they still have left? That would be under support. They still have a fair amount, although some of this is going to be artillery. I don't think I did that many casualties against their artillery, but we'll have to see how much they have, especially as I think the tank battalion was one of the ones that had a decent amount. So we're going to get more morale, and they're going to lose some morale. They've lost the 2 units. That went really well for us. Now, my air repair got absolutely devastated there. Bad news, Major. Our agents confirmed the presence of T-80 tanks, Mi-28 helicopters, and even experimental bombers in Cavalier, or the city. The enemy is lining up their best units. Shall overcome. Ah, okay. So the game realized that they were quite a bit in trouble there, and they added in some more units. Well, I say that. No, not really. That was probably just a scripted message, because all they did is they got some air power. Now, the air power is going to be daunting. It's 2 attack squadrons. We'll take a look at that, though, in the next video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.